Hello everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of Gav Treks. This episode will be focused on the Coromandel, which is where we spent the first couple of days. So without further ado, enjoy. So the very first night we stayed along this campsite just along the ocean. Super gorgeous place, and it was our very first night. The next morning we actually woke up. It was a little cold, but we ended up going swimming, which is kind of a callback to the time when Orion and I were picking up my car in Georgia and we stopped to go swimming in Virginia. So it's kind of a nice way to start the trip and go back to a previous time. But the very first day we headed over to Coromandel town, just about an hour up the coast, and immediately we got these beautiful views. Afterwards, we decided to do a hike, which was just another hour to the side, to the west. And it was this gorgeous hike in the woods, super muddy and super windy, but the forest was really spectacular. The only disappointing thing about the hike is, it was foggy, so when we got to the top, you couldn't really see much. But the most disappointing thing is the whole hike was kind of going to see a trig, which I don't think either of us really knew what it was. I certainly didn't. And it was really disappointing. It was just a big piece of wood that you could see Orion standing here on. Apparently it's like one of the older ones in New Zealand, I guess, but disappointing for sure. The rest of the hike was gorgeous though, so I'm happy about it. So after the hike, we headed over to Fletcher's Bay, which is at the very tip of the Coromandel, and we had to go along the western coast. And the views the entire time were absolutely spectacular. These long, huge, rolling green hills with sheep and cows grazing along the sides, and just leading straight into ocean. It was gorgeous. Only problem is I was driving on the left side of the road, sketchy dirt roads, cliffside, so it was a little nerve-wracking to drive on for sure, but definitely well worth the drive. I mean, it was very out of the way. I think we saw maybe 3 people our entire day when we kind of went up and down this coast, so definitely off the beaten track, which was just amazing.
Perfect!
So after driving along some sketchy cliffside roads and also doing a ford or two, we made it to our campsite. So this is Fletcher's Bay, and you can tell, it was just a beautiful area, and we're the only people there. So we had a blast just relaxing. Funnily enough, Orion was woken up at 2:30 that morning by I guess a couple teenagers who were drunk doing donuts in the field and got stuck. One of them was named Spider, and they wanted us to pull him out, but that was not happening. And then this is the kind of walk I did the next morning, and the mountain you saw in the background was called Sugarloaf, funnily enough. After this, we started our way back because there was only one road, and we hiked along this short little trek that kind of led to a peninsula, and this hike was also just beautiful. The grass was super thick and springy. Laying down in it was like a cushion. It was amazing, and the views the entire time were just wonderful. Again, these big grassy fields just straight into the ocean, and you can also see right here that it was really windy.
Okay, hello. We are at Hot Water Beach. Okay, so this is on the Coromandel on the western side, and this beach right here is known as a particular spot which has hot water bubbling up like geothermal. So you can see right there, that water is like really warm. We tested it out, so we have to dig our hole a little bit deeper, but besides, the rest of the beach is really nice. But here we are. I really like it's so I can't express how warm this is. So how cold everything else is. It's cold right now. Don't hurt yourself. That's so gorgeous. Oh, this part right here is scalding. Hello, everybody. So we woke up today with a fun little surprise. Our tire was completely flat. We don't know what happened. It probably leaked out overnight. So we spent a while trying to figure out what to do because it's Sunday and everyone is very Christian.
It's God's country.
So there was nothing open. And to make matters worse, the spare tire that was supposed to be in the car,
in the agreement, it's supposed to be in the car,
is not here. So we also didn't even have a spare. Eventually, after calling around, I got a hold of our Lord and Savior Rob.
Love Rob.
Shout out to Rob. So he owns some small company, and he kind of drove out and met us in the parking lot we were in, filled up the tire, see if there was any like sort of problem with
Just
it.
a ludicrous human being,
dude.
I love him.
Great guy, like actually so nice. And he,
in 3 words, he had truck nuts, an air compressor, and no hair.
yeah. Oh, and a bloody killer attitude.
Bloody good attitude.
A bloody good attitude. But he ended up getting us in contact with his pal, which works at a Goodyear in town, which is closed today, might I add. So now
he's just coming in to help us.
Yeah, so he's coming in to help us. So he filled up the tire. We drove over here and we're waiting now to get it fixed. So fingers crossed. I think we can still make the pinnacle set tonight if everything goes well.
We'll update you.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated. We are back on the road again. Got Gav Dog driving. We got a whole new tire. Got a lease on life. Thank you, Rob. And fuck, what was the other guy's name? We have a picture of him. He'll be in the
We have a picture of him. He's a really nice dude. He gave us candy. He's got a dog named Jesse. And yeah, still make the pinnacles today. All right, bye.
So this is the guy right here that fixed our tire on a Sunday. So big shout outs to that guy. Anyway, so afterwards we headed over to the pinnacles. Luckily we got there. And this kind of contraption you see out in front of us is designed to protect the Kori tree. So this is a type of tree which is really important for the Maori and is indigenous to New Zealand. These huge giant trees that are great for building houses, boat building, and even as gum. But there is a kind of pathogen of sorts, a fungus-like pathogen, which has kind of spread over New Zealand and is being tracked along the shoes of hikers. So these stations have been set up to sanitize and clean off your boots so you don't help spread it. But the hike itself was, I mean, absolutely, again, everything really has been really pretty. There's all these there were lots of swinging bridges, which were really fun to cross, and that was just a good time. And these big kind of rock spires, which were created by just, ancient volcanic activity, and then eroded down to these kind of really cool land formations. And you can also see here that it's, again, really windy up top. I mean, again, Orion's being held up by it. I mean, the wind up here was really extreme. There was some people recommended not doing it because it was so windy, but the trails here are so well maintained. It was just not a problem whatsoever. I think New England hiking has well prepared both of us. I mean, like staircases up the entire thing practically. So that night we stayed at the Pinnacles Hut, which was just about 30 minutes under the peak. And as you can see, it's a super nice area to stay at. We stayed at a bunk house just to the left, where you can see that door right there. But again, they had people take off their shoes so you wouldn't track in dirt and such into the building. Alas, both Orion and I were quite unprepared for it because it got quite cold, and all I had on me was my clothes that I was wearing. So I was sleeping on a bare mattress, freezing my butt off, but it was well worth it. I mean, the hut itself was really fantastic. That little room that I just showed they had a fireplace in there, and we met some biologists. One of them was studying penguins, which was, I totally geeked out over, so it was wonderful chatting to them. And then afterwards, we headed out early in the morning and started driving our way down to Papamoa to stay with Bryce and Nadine, which were really, really lovely, and it was great staying with them. And the drive there was also, I mean, gorgeous. We left the kind of rolling green hills to these rolling green pastures, and there was tons of sheep and cows everywhere, and it was beautiful in its own right. I also made this little video to kind of help you visualize exactly where we went and how it looked. So this is kind of the trip we went on through this video. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. It was a blast. It was a really great time in a beautiful area. But I will be posting hopefully another video soon. Sorry for the delay on the first one. These videos take a little longer than I expected. Because I'm trying to do it right. I'm also like kind of fiddling with how exactly I want to do them. But thank you for watching. Make sure to smash that subscribe button and like it for the algorithm. You know, not that I really care. Anyways, thanks for watching.
Damn goat! Hello everybody, welcome back to Gavin Sictus Takes On New Zealand Outback. Today we have a very special organism for you. Right here is called the gorse, of course. Now this particular plant has very spiky thorns which are meant to danger, to put the hikers in danger. I can cut out the middle. You're killing it. These yellow leaves, these yellow flowers are meant to attract the wild birds and beasts to spread the pollen all throughout. Now, very importantly, the birds have to land exactly on the flower or they have a nasty surprise by the gorse. This is found all over the tallest mountains of New Zealand. If you look behind you, you can see exactly how tall we are, how high up. Now, next time you're up here, keep a keen eye for the gorse or else it'll find you and give you a nasty little prick. Man, I'm so glad you don't actually know it's so fuck no.